Maybe that was the problem.
All right. I mean, I'll come out and say it, man. I do miss Toys R Us.
I miss it to death.
There's a huge void in my life currently. And
without it, yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, it doesn't look like it's coming back in any incarnation at all. I was very like hopeful that somebody would grab it and just be like, listen, all right, this isn't Toys R Us, but here's the name. This is Toys R Us now. Like, it's just sort of
there's
like
still time.
And there is, absolutely. What's interesting in the meantime, though, is we're kind of in this weird space where Toys R Us, the big monster like toy retailer, that's gone.
Yeah.
Now you have all these other entities like Walmart and Target coming and being like, hey, look, I actually just heard recently that Walmart's like really beefing up their toy section as well.
Yeah,
like
smart.
adding more aisles to it. So, hopefully that's more do than talk.
That's more stores for us to go to, which I'm all right with.
Yeah. And then I also read that JCPenney and Kohl's are trying to get some skin in the game and carry some toys as well. I think that's interesting. It's like JCPenney's like dying breath. It's their last-ditch effort.
Their dying breath. I love that.
So that's interesting to me. And it's great. It's great for us, I guess, because that's like more places to check out when we're out. To be honest,
that's true.
Limited to Walmart and Targets.
Even some of those. I mean, Target's a fine store to go into. Walmart, I don't love going into. They're getting better. I feel like some of the WalMarts, but man, Kohl's and JCPenney. It's like going. The only thing that's kind of cool about going to the stores, it's like going back in time. Like you feel like, that store hasn't changed. Same racks, same everything, same terrible music they play over the loudspeaker.
Oh, absolutely. And for all you Northeasterners, Boscov's hasn't changed since you've been a child.
Oh, it's exactly the same.
And they still have a toy section, so we could still check out some Boscov's, some Scovs.
It's such a process.
It
to get into
is.
that store. You got to drive into the mall, which always has the worst traffic patterns, and then you got to get into the store, dodge all the old people that are looking for their housewares. Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you have some condolences you want to, say.
Put out towards Toys R Us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you said it well. I think you said it well. It is a little bit of your childhood that's just gone, and it's something I shouldn't be as affected by as I am. I would say that. I mean, it feels like, all right, grow up, dude. Like, it's just a store, life will go on. But there's a little bit of piece of it where you're like, my kids will never know that, and they probably, the rate we're going, they probably won't know toy stores either. Maybe they will, and there's a little bit of glimmer of hope which we should talk about, which is there's been discussion of FAO Schwartz opening back up in New York. There's discussion of KB Toys coming back around at Christmas time.
I don't think that's
not happening. But at least like that conversation's out there, and I think I would be okay with that if it was around Christmas time. There were these experiences, because really Toys R Us was an experience. We went there far more often than anyone else because we used it as just like a tool. We would toy hunt there.
Absolutely.
But I think parents did use it as an experience. A kid did a really good job on something, or like it was around Christmas time, and they wanted to take them to an experience of like, here is everything available to you that you could possibly have. It's up to you now to just point out what you want, and that's going to go on your Christmas list. Like, that is gone for a lot of kids. I mean, they can still do it at Walmart and Target, not quite the same. It's not a store just for them. So that's what I'm hoping comes back around Christmas time. We'll talk about it to see if it does happen, but I would expect at least some pop-up shops.
Well, that's what I've been reading, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. I'm seeing that Party City is doing that. They usually have Halloween City pop-up shops.
Yep.
Now, what they've done, I think they're open now, actually. They've opened up Halloween City, and in the same store, they've opened up Toy City.
So, there you go. So, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I'm all for that. I think that's cool. But also, I'm just like, it's like this weird nebulous that we're in, man, because it's like you don't know what's gonna work, and it's just like people are trying different things, and pop-up stores, and everybody keeps talking about pop-up stores, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's gonna work with toys. Like, it's cool and it's reassuring, and it soothes the child, like the inner child in me, to know that like something's gonna come back around the holidays. And I've been seeing at least for Toy City, they're gonna have like stations where like kids can play with toys, like similar to what Toys R Us was trying to do at the very end of its lifespan.
Right.
So like that's kind of cool that kids can come in and play with stuff again. It's like an environment for that. Now, what's going to happen is with Halloween City, after the Halloween season, they're going to slowly get rid of all that stuff and then just make the whole building a Toy City for, until through Christmas.
What? Yeah, I like that.
Now, what worries me about this stuff, I mean, obviously, I'm not a business major, so I don't know what's going to happen with where they're seeing their profits and losses with this stuff, but toys are different than Halloween costumes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So it's like I can buy a Superman outfit and wear it year after year,
Yeah.
barring I don't gain weight or anything like that. But like and then like if that Superman outfit, if I didn't buy it and nobody else bought it, they could just keep putting that out every year. Like they could have it somewhere, put it out again.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah.
And toys,
Doesn't work.
it does not work unless you want to get like generic game board,
It's probably
board
what it'll
games
end up
and stuff.
being. Yeah.
But licensed stuff, if you got all that like Power Rangers, new Lego stuff, anything, it all gets. You need fresh stock. You can't just put that away and bring it back the next year, whatever you don't sell.
It's very true.
So that to me is just saying, okay, I don't know if that's going to work. Like, I am all for it if it works. Like, I would love to see that. I would love to go to these stores with you, but I don't know if that's something that's going to come back next year.
That's a great point. And, I mean, that puts a little bit of a damper on the hope that these stores would bring. But, yeah, you might be right where it's almost like those board game stores that are around, or like Games to Go or whatever they're called.
Calendars or something.
Yeah, it's like calendars and stuff where they have some toys. It's like it's just about the toys you could have, and most of it's like family board games that never kind of go out of style, like puzzles and like stuff that's topical enough that they get by, but it's not like the freshest, newest toy lines.
And like I said, I don't know business like this, but I'm assuming they're not just gonna figure it out as they go. I'm assuming they're just like, okay, well, we're maybe going to sell this off to some other place, or we're just going to have huge blowout sales and just sell off all our residual stuff like after Christmas. I would have to imagine that these stores stay open after Christmas for a little while and just try and offload some stuff. That's just me guessing. I don't know what they have planned, but that stuff's got to go somewhere. They can't just like pack it away and say like, oh, we'll just save it for next year. Like
it's probably just going to get offloaded to like whatever, like Five Below or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they see profit and these things keep popping up, because I would love to visit these stores. I don't know if you have anything else you want to say about that.
Well, I should mention that the other pop-up store that's rumored is Lego.
I was gonna just bring that up. Yeah, I didn't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting, man.
It's cool.
Supposedly it's only gonna be like 6 stores though, like nationwide.
I think that's smart. I think they're going to test it out because I'm afraid of the Party City thing, honestly. I don't know if it's the right formula, especially knowing what their Halloween cities look like. Like, when I think about how people buy stuff, it's just becoming utility. Like, Amazon is a utility, Walmart, Target, they're utilities. There's no experience involved with these stores generally. It's like they make sure the store's clean,
right,
and then it's easy to shop there. But they just want to optimize the experience for buying things. It's not so much like how you felt about it. I mean, Target maybe more, but I would say Amazon and Walmart definitely just like get people in and out of the door and buy as much crap as possible,
right,
and get them out the door. Target to an extent as well. But there's less and less there's been experiences in stores. But what we're finding is like these stores that can start online with just amazing product, and it's not so much in the toy space, it's more like clothing and retail or like consumer product goods. They eventually move from the online experience to a few pop-up stores in a couple cities, where they have the experience, quote unquote, but it's like you can actually come in the store, you can feel the product, maybe you get like a special deal if you're there. And like Lego kind of has that model now where like they have the product that is pretty widely known, and they can have a few stores here and there that people can go to and really get that experience. Like they have, all the bins you can buy, like build Lego, and they have the big wall on the back that just gets you excited. When you get in there, it gets a kid excited and then gets someone wanting to buy something. I don't know if a generic toy store like a Halloween City, if it's just Toy City, if it can deliver that same experience. It just feels like it's going to be a carbon copy of Toys R Us, and Toys R Us is a utility. There's no experience at Toys R Us.
Right. Well, that's where the effort the effort comes in here, where they're just like they're going to try and make it interactive and make it a place for kids to actually like test stuff out.
Yeah, if that's the case and they really do it well, then like what Toys R Us was trying to do towards the end, but they still didn't do very well, then it might work. But I don't have a lot of faith in Party City. I don't know if you feel very differently. But I'm just like, I'm pretty pessimistic about it at this moment, and maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. But
I mean, you can't. Of course, I had my grieving period where I'm just like, this is it. Like, there's no, there's no more experience in a toy store, and there's no more Toys R Us. But I'm slowly getting. I mean, I'm being optimistic. I'm at least trying to be optimistic. Just being like, we are in this weird space right now where like anything could happen. Like people are like testing the waters. I think I'm repeating myself, but it's just something that I've been feeling where it's like it's kind of exciting to be a collector right now because you don't really know which direction it's going. But ultimately, I think there's some people that are worried that like toy collecting is not going to be a thing. Like, but there's always going to be toys, so I'm not worried about it. I'm more so encouraged, and I'm a little more anxious. I just want to see, where the dust is going to settle and what's going to be, what we can see us going to being a staple as part of our toy hunting experience. And I think to a degree, I think the pop-up stores could deliver at least on that end. I'm not worried. I think it's going to be a cool experience. And just we got to enjoy the ride right now, man. It's interesting.
yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna enjoy it. We're gonna go to these stores, let you know what we think, so you don't really have to go there if you don't want to. You can just hear from us and trust us. But who knows? All right. Anything else to say about TRU? I mean, we'll it's not like we're gonna forget about it. We'll keep talking about it. But.
Yeah, it'll forever, live on in our memories. I'm sad about it. I'm not concerned though. I think it's a new world we're looking at, and I'm excited more so than worried.